All right, so we're recording. Again, welcome to the Financial Management Training Workshop where we're talking about funny money. And we're going to talk about your values around money and also building smart financial goals. So we're going to start the session off since I've already introduced myself. We're going to start off with just introductions. It's a very small group, which is great. That means we'll get through everything pretty quickly. And so I just want to know your name, your business name, if you have a name for your business, and what your business does, and if you have any financial goals that you have set so far. So I will put that in the chat as well. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so I went ahead and put the prompt in the chat. So I'm going to start off with myself. As I don't think I've mentioned, before I became staff for Ventures, I was also a Ventures client. So I've gone through the process of the business basics course, as well as advanced coaching and all the advanced trainings. So my business is called Keisha C. It's a size inclusive, modest fashion brand that's made for women. I'm still working on my business. And so that's how I got my start in Ventures in 2019. I was part of the winter cohort. And now I am a coach. So I help all of the entrepreneurs that finish the business basics course. They meet with myself or Lynette, and we help them with their feasibility plan, their business plan, and also business foundations. My sweet spot is administration and logistics. So I love setting up different processes and things like that and helping people figure out the logistics and operations of their business. I also do a little bit of bookkeeping and taxes as well. So that's a little bit more about me and also my business. I do have a few financial goals set for this year. A couple of financial goals I have set. The first one is to get out of debt. I just came back from a trip from France from studying abroad. It was an amazing trip. It also was a little bit of a sacrifice. And so just paying back down my credit cards from that. Thankful that I had backup stashed money to be able to use for that trip. And then my second financial goal that I have set is to officially establish business credit. So right now my business is a sole prop. And so I'm looking to move into an LLC as I get prepared to go into production soon. And make my clothes. And so I will definitely need business credit. And so I've been working on my own personal credit, continuing to work on it. And the second financial goal is to establish business credit by the end of the year. So feel free to unmute yourself and introduce yourself. And the prompts for your introduction is in the chat.
I'll go. My name is Corey. I use they, them pronouns. My business is Corey Cavazos LLC. I'm an artist, I'm a musician, and I'm also in development of a website called Corey's Creative Strings, where I am going to teach people how to play cello. And eventually I will be developing guitar and bass guitar lessons as well. So I'm very much in the development phase. I'm just now kind of recording all of my lessons and getting everything put together, my website put together. So I'm definitely in that mindset. I'm not quite in the financial goal mindset yet because there will be a subscription-based website. So I think once I start seeing some numbers in, that's when I'll kind of determine my financial goals and all that stuff. I'm very much just in development. But I am taking the course to kind of get a sense of going into it with more knowledge. And yeah, so that's kind of a bit about me.
That's amazing. Welcome, Corey. So good to have you.
Thanks.
My name is Wendy. My business name is Noshka Star. It's handcrafted wire wrapped jewelry. Right now it's farmers market based and hopes to make it possibly online in the future, but that's future yet. Still not, just getting started. Doesn't my local farmers market doesn't really open until till December for my type of thing. So and what I'm doing, what I hope to accomplish with my business financially is it hopes to be making 500 to 2,000 a month, within the next 6 months. So it's still in a building process. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Wendy. Welcome.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, my name is Silte Murillo. I'm originally from Ecuador, so I'm sorry in the head for my, accent and my English. But okay, my business is about tourism. See, and this is my degree in my country. So I'm working right here. I just met today Lynette. So she introduced me with this group. I just looking for some help in order to set up my business. And then it was about tourists, to sell a tourist package to Latin America, starting with 2 countries, and then it's for young people. And, in order to help them to provide some adventures and tools to can help to get them better in life.
I like that. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. My name is Chris Millard. My business is Handy Around Town. I do handyman work. I do odd jobs. I do yard work. I'm a helpful guy. I've taken this financial management course before, so I'm hoping this workshop is a positive review. And that's one of the goals I have for my business, is to associate with like-minded entrepreneurs and then be consciously thinking budget-wise of finances. So I tend to earn the check and then I spend it. I'd rather somehow keep that in mind without being frustrated, always thinking about the numbers. So that's where I'm at in my life, and I look forward to this course.
Awesome. So nice to see you again, Chris.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, looks like we have Victor and Bob. Do you guys care to do an intro?
Hey, hi, this is Victor. Hi, I just getting to the conference. And my business is a bakery and cafe. So I'm still planning my business. And so I would like to hear all your conference. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Victor.
All right, here we go. Hi, my name's Bob. My business is One More Round Repairs. Sorry for joining in a little bit late here. Got the notification. I was like, what do I have scheduled tonight? Oh yeah, crap. So just got to tune in right now. So yeah, I guess I pretty much missed everybody else's introduction, so I'm not really sure where to go from here. But Yeah, I repair turntables and CDJs, mixers, kind of mostly focused around the DJ community. Fixing electronics. Been in business now for a couple months, and definitely bookkeeping is the thing I struggle with the most for sure. So hoping to get some good things out of this course. Yeah, that's what it is, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you, Bob, for joining. We just got started, so you didn't miss anything. We're just doing intros to see who all is in the room. We are gonna go ahead and move forward. I will say this is the first series. So in this first series, I kind of explained what we're gonna discuss today. So we're kind of gonna discuss more of like the values and how you think about money and like what you place more valuable and where you spend your money, because that will help you determine when you're budgeting and you're starting to budget, which is the next class, what's important, what's really important, and where your money should go. And then also in a budget, still finding those little pockets where you can still have like the self-care and the things that you love, while still meeting your financial goals. And then session 3 and 4 is going to be nothing but bookkeeping. So hope to see you again, Bob, so that you can get lots of help towards bookkeeping. The first session is going to be all the basics and also terminology used in bookkeeping, and then helping you to decide what bookkeeping system would work for you, and just also providing support going forward if you have any other bookkeeping questions and things like that. Okay, so we are going to start with a little exercise called money values. So I'm going to give you about 8 minutes to think about this. You get a knock on your door and they tell you that you have to leave your home in 5 minutes. What are you going to take with you? So think about that. You have 5 minutes to leave your house. Only 5 minutes. You've answered the door in whatever you're wearing, and you have 5 minutes to leave your house. What are you going to take with you? So I'm going to give you 8 minutes to think about that. You can write it down. You can put it in the chat, and then we'll open the discussion with that. And then we'll go on to our financial poll. Yes, Wendy?
Okay, I've got it ready to go.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I take my purse. I have a small file box. It's marked important papers, with, things like insurances and stuff like that. And then I get try to get some of my children's picture albums.
I love it. I see Victor posted in the chat, legal papers, ID, and electronics.
Yeah.
I have also a folder that holds all of my important documents. I have an emergency backpack, and then I would take some snacks because I don't know how long the journey would be, but I definitely would want to have some snacks with me.
Okay.
So Corey said his cello, their backpack with their laptop, headphones, and hard drives. I love that.
I would take my saving box, see, where I put my documents, money, stuff like that. Then I would take my car key, I mean the car, no? Electronics and clothes and purse and everything what I need to my personal, clean stuff. In 5 minutes, I think I can do that.
I love it. So tell me, what wouldn't you
Some
take?
clothes, I mean.
Some
Sorry?
clothes.
Some clothes, or, depends of some clothes a little bit for everything. Because the weather, we don't know.
Yeah, you don't know, huh? So what
Um,
wouldn't you take with you? What would you
Probably a
what would you
picture,
leave?
a pillow. Sorry, what do you say?
Think about
What
what
do-
would you guys absolutely leave? Like you'd be like, I don't need this. I can buy it, or like what are the things that you would leave?
Furniture, stuff like that,
Mhm.
books, this is something like I want, it's an emergency, it's just the emergency stuff, emergencies to have some personal take care, then car and electronics, yeah, I'm just gonna think. Cables, make sure that there's the cables for everything. Yeah,
Awesome.
5 minutes I had to run.
Yeah. Well, Bob, I see you have like a whole setup back there. Are you taking all that with you, or would you leave it?
So this is just by like my work area.
Mhm.
In the living room area, which is where the front door is, which is where I'd be closest to if somebody came in and the door it knocked and said I had 5 minutes to leave, is where I have my turntables and all my records and several other friends' records collections here. So I would probably grab my turntables and as many records as I can get out the damn door.
I love it. I love it. It sounds like we all kind of have the same things we would carry and or value, which is great. So let's take I'm gonna let me get my poll ready. I created a poll. It has 9 questions on it because I kind of want to see where you guys are at in terms of finances, and also just other things surrounding finances. So we're gonna do a quick poll. You're gonna see it pop on your screen, so you can just answer the questions as they pop up. So give me 1 minute. All right, you should see the questions. So go ahead and move through the questions and answer them.
Sure, because if we if we find the money, it depends where do you find it to give it to go to the police. If I find it in a, like example, on the street or in a park, of course I won't give it to the police. But if I found it in a place like somewhere place, church, schools, you know, around. I mean, not around. If it's, I don't know if I make understand myself. If it's something I found it on the street, is mine, right? But if it's something that I found it in a place where somebody else is more people around, so then it's probably somebody else.
Yeah,
Right?
that everyone besides one person would take it to the police. That's amazing. You guys are amazing citizens. I don't know if I would do that.
So
I
I
mean, $5 million can change your life. So I don't know if I'd be able to have some self-control and take it to the police.
so I
You
put
never know, like, if that money belonged to somebody trying to do some kind of drop, and like if you take it, then all of a sudden you're a target, you know. So
True. That is true.
so I that was my answer. So I took it to the police. I think 5 million, that's a lot of money. So I might get in trouble. Someone rob a bank or something. So
you'll get a reward.
I have to do
That's
that.
true. That's
Yeah, so-
true. Okay, so let's move on to question 2. Do you have a savings account? So it looks like 7 people have savings and then 1 is getting a savings soon. So that is awesome that you guys have a savings account. Do you guys actively use your savings account? Like, is there money in it? It's okay if there's not, it happens. Tell me your process on how you deal with saving.
I have personal
I have a
saving
savings
one. Oh, go ahead, Victor.
Yeah, so sorry. So I have savings account, but it's not active. Like I don't put money no more. So, but I still have my savings account. I have a small amount though.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. Go ahead, Zeal. You want to say something?
I say I have personal saving and account, but and I know officially have the business account. So yeah.
Awesome.
Well, pretty soon, because I already talked with the bank, the lady in the bank and everything, because I'm working to set up the business. So yeah, in the process. But yes, the
Awesome.
plan is to have.
Yay, that's what I like to hear. Wendy, you have your hand raised?
Yes. Yes, I have a business savings account. I have put money into it, haven't taken anything out of it. I'm avoiding that because I'm trying to get a larger amount to be able to use it. But yep, I've got it going.
I love that. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do like a break. I'm gonna go over the other questions, but I put this question specifically in here because we have what's called the Savers Group, right? So because the normal FMT or financial management training is an 8-week course, it's pretty long. And so we've decided to kind of chop it up so it's not as long. But during that, all the participants have an opportunity to participate in our Savers Group. And so what the Savers Group is it allows you a time frame during the time that, so today is the first day that it starts, and then I'll have more information on the end date, but it allows you time to actually save. So the minimum you'll have to save is just $150. You can save it any way you want to, and you can also use any bank account that you have available. And then towards the end, you would just submit, we'll have you fill out a form of like what your goals are for saving the money. And then also just proof, meaning a screenshot of what your account looks like before and then after. And then you get a $50 incentive from Ventures for saving $150. I've done it. Chris was one of the participants in our last FMT course. And so he, as well as some other participants participated, and they saved a lot of money together as a group. And so you do have that opportunity. So for those that may not have money in their savings, or if you have been saving and you want an extra $50 from Ventures, that's completely free. You are more than welcome to participate in our savers group. After this class tonight, I will send a follow-up email that'll have more information for you and everything that you'll need. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Again, it's a very easy process. It's just a way to kind of get you excited about saving or saving more, and then you get free money. And I loved it. So when I did it, and so I just want to extend that offer to everyone here. And yeah, you'll get more information about that tonight after in a follow-up email. And then if you have any other questions, or if you have like a special circumstance or situation, just reach out to me and we can work with you. Okay. If you want to have any questions as of right now.
Sorry, I misunderstood the beginning. So what do you say
Yeah.
about?
So it's a program for savings. So say right now you have your bank account, right? So say if you save $150, then Ventures will give you $50. So based on your participation, we will deposit. You can either get a check or you can get direct deposit into your account, $50 for participating and saving $150. It's just an incentive for us to give to you for one, taking this workshop, getting started on your financial goals, and then also just allowing you to have something to start in your savings. Yes,
see.
Bob.
So if I'm understanding this, is it that you have to have $150 in your savings account more, or $150 more in your savings account at the end than when you started, or just having $150 in your savings account?
I mean, if you have the 150 saved right now, you could
Yeah.
definitely send that information, and that's
Right.
great. And if you want to save more, then you
Yeah.
can save an extra 150, but you just have to save 150. So
Alright, cool.
however
Awesome.
that looks like for you, I mean, say if you have money in your checking and you just want to send it over to your savings and then send the proof, that's perfectly fine too. However it works for you in your situation, but you just have to have $150, show the proof of it in your account, and then we will provide you a $50 incentive. So we'll have that either direct deposit or a check sent to you via mail. Yeah. Anyone have any other questions? No. Okay. So again, I'll send that information later on tonight after this class. And yeah, I look forward to everyone participating, seeing how much you save. If you want to save more than 150, that's amazing too. I've had some people save like up to $2,000. It's amazing to see how this has just sparked an excitement for them to be able to save towards their goals. So we're going to go back to our poll, to the third question about how confident you feel when it comes to managing your money. Looks like majority feel somewhat confident. Some feel very confident, or in between. My question is, what makes you, I guess, second guess your confidence when it comes to managing money? Yeah, Bob.
So I feel like I'm pretty decent with managing my money when I have it. It's when I don't have the money that it becomes a little bit more difficult to manage the things I don't have, and trying to spread that, and make everything work with a limited income. But if I have, like, say if I had a decent job and I was making, the money I would normally make at a job, I'm pretty good. Like, I had my credit cards all paid off, and then I lost my job, and now I have a whole lot of more debt. So,
yes.
It is what it is. But like, yeah. So I think that's where at least where I have the issues. Like, if I don't have the money to manage, it becomes a lot more difficult.
Right. Absolutely. Does anyone else feel that same way? I'm seeing some nods. Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I'm very confident how I manage the money.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah, I have confidence, and then some days I'm like, what did I do? Some days I'm like, oh, I definitely didn't plan that right. So I totally understand, Bob, especially coming back from France. I, budgeted to a T, and then I got back and I was like, oh, I think I spent more than I thought because, you know, the euro's a little bit more. And so seeing the conversion rate in my bank account, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely did not handle that very well. But with managing money, I think it all boils down to one, your system you have in place, and then also your comfortability around money. Bob, you kind of touched on when you have money, great, like I can manage it, it flows. But the flip side is when, say, you have more responsibility than you have income coming in at the moment, having to manage that influx, but then also the emotions and things that surround that. And I think that that's a part of entrepreneurship. So I just want to put that out there. I know you guys have businesses or starting businesses. You're going to experience that a lot. There's going to be days, weeks, and even months where you're just like, I don't even know how I'm going to get this paid. I don't know what's going on. You'll have some customers, sometimes you won't have customers. And so there's always that up and down influx. And I think once you manage or able to manage your emotions, when you don't have the income that you're expecting on a month-to-month basis, I think that is when you really master managing money and knowing how to use money as a tool. Knowing how to use your credit as a tool comes in play with that as well. And so we'll go down to the fourth question about bookkeeping. So I see that most people need more guidance on it, which that's perfectly fine. I always tell everyone bookkeeping is very challenging if you don't know the basics. Getting the knowledge of the basics of bookkeeping is going to help you, especially terminology, because when you're starting to apply for grants and loans, they'll start asking you different things. They'll start asking for financial statements. Like if I asked you to produce a balance sheet, would you know how to do that? If I asked you what your profit and loss is, would you know how to do that? You know what I mean? And what entails on a profit and loss. And so knowing the terminology and knowing the basics for your business is so important when it comes to managing money as well, because then you're able to forecast, which means is just project and predict what your money will look like going forward. And so then you're also able to manage what you have in the meantime so that it can last and can work for you in the future. And so don't beat yourself up about it because it takes a while. Like I've taken a lot of bookkeeping classes. I have a full accounting degree and I'm still not there. Like there's still so much to learn. And so I think you guys taking these workshops is the first step in getting your feet wet with it. Again, we do have free coaching for you as well. Marty is amazing. And she can help you with all of your bookkeeping and taxes as well, because taxes is a whole other beast. And if you're bookkeeping, if you don't have a proper system in place, your taxes is going to be a mess. And so with that, you will have continued support and someone you can reach out to in terms of taxes and bookkeeping. And like I said, Marty's amazing. I will provide her info as well, so that you have that. If you feel like you need to get on her calendar and get some coaching in, she will be available for you. Okay. Let's see who has established business credit. Not yet. Okay. So business credit is definitely important. Are you guys, is your business structure a sole prop, LLC?
LLC.
LLC, okay. Anyone else have an LLC or sole prop? Corey, LLC, perfect. Victor, is your business an LLC or is it a sole prop?
I don't have a business yet, so I'm still planning. So
Got it.
It's good. Sole proprietary.
Okay, awesome.
I
Giselle?
don't have the business yet, same as Victor, but I'm trying to decide which one is better because it's a lot of things to take care before
Yes.
to start the business. So I want to do it with the right decision. So that's the reason I am in venture.
Absolutely.
To get some advice
Absolutely.
about it.
Well, that's great to hear. So for you, Zil and Victor, I will link in our follow-up email, I'll have it for everyone. The legal clinic that is where you can schedule an hour appointment with an attorney, and they can go over the sole prop, LLC, the differences in both, and kind of give you more information for you to decide which one you would want to be. They'll also give you some more tax information when it comes to the deductions and how to do your taxes for both. They both pretty much have the same tax structure because you will both file a Schedule C for it. There are some LLCs, if you're like a single member, meaning it's just you, you're able to have an S Corp taxation, but that's like a whole other ballpark. That's not my expertise. That is definitely an attorney can tell you what to do with that. And so I will have that information as well. I'll give you two different options. We do partner with Community Rise. And then there's a second option with the Seattle Public Library. They have a legal clinic as well. Those fill up pretty fast. And so if you see an appointment, it's good for you to go ahead and schedule one. But you have that information as well in case you are wanting more legal help surrounding your business structure and what that means in form of taxes. As far as getting your personal business credit started, I will link a business credit checklist. You don't have to do anything with it. This is just information for you to have of like all of the steps you would need to take on how to really establish your business more professionally and have a professional, trying to think of the word, a professional perspective when it comes to creditors and also banks when you're looking to not only start business credit, but then start getting loans and things like that. So I will just send that checklist out for you as a reference point for you to see what you kind of need to check off and have in place.
Excellent, thank you.
Yes, of course. Let's see what your personal credit.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we have majority is high and mid. That's great to hear that you guys are doing very well with your personal credit scores. If you are needing any assistance or you're needing help with getting things off your credit score, things like that, we have Myra that works at Ventures. She's great with that. She helped me with my own credit. If you are looking to start building up your credit more, we have options in small loan amounts that can help you with that. And so I'll include that information. There's a lot of information I'll include, so get ready for a lot of links and information, but this is kind of the starting point to kind of help you in terms of finances. All of these things you guys kind of need to have in place. So it will be a little bit overwhelming. Don't worry, I'm here to walk you through it all. It's great to see that most people have a business bank account, but a majority of you do not. You do not have a business bank account. I advise getting that. That is very important. If you already have a license, awesome, then you're able to get a business bank account. For those that don't have a business license yet or don't know what business structure you want to be, once you have established that, please get a business bank account. It is important to have separation of finances from personal and business starting out. Like, do that starting out. Do not wait for your sake, for taxes, but then also to having to unmerge the two is going to be a hot mess. So if you do not have a business bank account, I highly advise that being like part of your personal financial goals that we're getting ready to work on after our break, is that being a goal for you to set.
I just have a question on that point. So your suggestion is to have that business. I mean, I perfectly understand that, and I'm okay with. No, I mean, I know it's a process. It is make difference to have the personal account with your business account and the same facility, or you suggest to have a different facility?
Yeah, you can have the same. So I personally use BCU. So I have personal accounts with them. You have it too, Bob? Yeah, I have personal and I have business with them as well. So if you love the banks that you use, you can use them for business and personal. It's perfectly fine.
It doesn't, I mean, yeah.
It doesn't affect, but I would say pay attention to if there's certain, so some banks, especially for business bank accounts, they do charge you an annual fee or even a monthly fee. So look out for that. Some of them require you to have a minimum amount of money in your bank account each month. So I would say look into those type of things. With BECU, I don't have any issues with any fees or anything charged to my bank account, so that's why I use them. But if you are looking at other banks, look at what they expect, the expectations are when opening a business bank account, because some of them have different expectations.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, and then our last question, oh wait. Keeping track of record of business expenses, income, and receipts. Okay, great. I love that you guys are keeping track of that. Who has a bookkeeping system in place? Do you guys use QuickBooks? Do you guys do it manually? Do you use Excel, spreadsheets? Tell me what you're doing right now to track your expenses and your income.
So I use I'm kind of trying to figure out the best way to go about this right now. So I'm using a bunch of different things. So I have been using Excel, and I want to continue using that for like my write-ups and my invoices, because it's the sheet I created, it just works really well for that. And then also like my like invoice tracking, I guess. But I'm trying to use Wave. And that you can do that for free for the most part. Like if you're doing, smaller stuff, you can expand upon it. And then I tried Zoho Books, which is also going to be free if you make less than X amount of dollars per year. That one seemed a lot more complicated, so I haven't been as into that one. But like for each one, I have to enter in all the part numbers for all my components I'm using, like all of my customers and all that kind of stuff. But so it's a lot of extra work, but I'm learning the stuff by having to enter it in so many times.
Yeah, I love it. I would say with the free bookkeeping, they're great. And like you said, you will have to know like all of that information in order to really be able to use it. And so for me, what I just started with everything manually in pencil and paper. And then I graduated to Excel. For those that may not have it, I'll link it in the follow-up email, but we do have an Excel bookkeeping system that has like everything you'll need. So if you don't have one, you can start with that to see if you like that or not. And then now I have graduated to QuickBooks, so that handles everything for me. Again, you can use what you are most comfortable with and what works for you. And so it might take you practicing with Excel or practicing manually or practicing with whatever you have to figure out if you like it or not, and to also know how sustainable it is for where you're at. So when you're a very small business just starting out, you don't need much. You really just need to, especially if you have customers, having a list to be able to track how many customers you have, to track your sales, things like that. And then it's also good to know like your profit and loss of like each month, and then also yearly of like if you are making a profit or if you're losing money each month. And then the last thing to have is just your expenses. That could be, again, a spreadsheet showing what your expenses are each month and totaling that up. So that's all you really need starting out. But then again, it depends on industry and your line of business. And so it's different for everyone. So I will link the Excel sheets for you. It's a complete Excel workbook, and it has pretty much everything you need. It is also for a product and service business. So if you're like, oh, well, I don't sell products and I'm a service business, it does have service business worksheets in there for those who are a service business. And so Wendy manual would like more info for systems. Okay, awesome. And so in our sessions 3 and 4, that's when we'll talk about different systems, and I can give you more of the pros and cons of that. And also show you different things when it comes to bookkeeping systems. Okay, awesome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on a break. I'm gonna give you a 10-minute break. So we'll be back here at, let me see what time it is, sorry. So we'll just say 7:10. And then after our break, we're going to start working on your financial goals. Now, this part of the session can go very fast or it can go very slow, but I want to give everyone a chance to really sit and think about what goals you want. And this is going to just be for the end of this year. We're going to formulate those goals and then set some parameters around them and some boundaries, because those are very important. And so we'll take as much time as needed. If we do finish early, I'm all about us getting out of class early, okay? I want you guys to have your time back and do whatever you need to do for the rest of the night. And so yes, after we get back from our break at 7:10, that's what we'll do, okay? Alrighty, so then this section of our class, we are going to work on financial goals. And so I want you to think about where you are right now financially in terms of income, thinking about your spending, thinking about maybe any investments you might have, and think about where you would like to be by the end of the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to break your goals into different categories. So the first category is going to be income. So think of a goal that you want of setting, like how much income you would like to make, whether it be depending on your business, whether that be weekly, monthly, or just for the rest of the year. And again, thinking in terms of SMART goals. So is it make sure it's very specific, make sure you have a way to measure it, make sure it's also attainable and that you can put a time frame to it. So say if you would like to earn, let's say $500 a week, right? How are you able to, one, measure and monitor you earning $500 a week? What do you have in place within your business? And or if you work a side job, how are you able to do that? So that's what we're gonna, the first category, and I'll put this in the chat as well. The second category we're going to set a SMART goal for is your spending. Think about your spending habits. Think about what you spend your money on. Outside of spending it for your business, what are the other impulses you have towards spending? For me, I love shoes. And so every chance I get, I like to spend a little extra money on shoes, right? But I have to make sure that I have a specific goal set in mind for my spending. Of that could be what I don't want to spend over a certain amount of money a month in terms of personal things, whether that be self-care, whether that be shoes, whether that be dining. Maybe your thing isn't shoes, maybe you love to eat out. And so maybe setting a goal for that. So think in terms of the income you'd want to make for the rest of this year, and then also your spending habits for the rest of the year. And then the last category, just to make sure I have it. Is savings. Think about, and this could be in terms of even the savings group, the savers group goal that you have set of what you would like to have saved by the end of this year. Now, this can be for personal and or business. It's kind of up to you, especially where you're at in your journey. But think about the amount of money you want to have saved from now until the end of the year. And also with that goal, think about or write down what you would want to either use that on, whether you're saving for a specific thing you need to buy for your business, or you need to invest in your business or your personal life, or if you're just saving for security measures, meaning to have something just in case an emergency happens. So those are the three categories. I will put this in the chat. I am going to give you till, well, how about you guys just let me know when you're done, and then we'll go over your goals, and then I can tweak them from there, and that'll set you up for next week when we do the budgeting. And so I'm going to put the categories on here, and then you let me know when you're done. You can either put it in the chat, I'm done, or you can unmute your mic and say done. Okay.
I guess I'm ready. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, just give
Oh,
it
okay.
a couple more minutes, just for those that might need to write something down, and then we
Okay.
can start with you. Okay, Judy?
Sure.
Perfect.
I would say my monthly goals, I haven't opened my business officially yet, but I would like to make about 1,000 a month. And let's see, I would say that my goals would be to limit the amount of add-ons that I could make in my product, because I like to keep thinking, oh yeah, it really needs this and it really needs that. So that would be one thing that I'd need to budget for. And then for savings, $25 to $50 a month. And I will increase it later, but what I'm saving for is an embroidery machine that also quilts. So I can take care of two things at once, and it also sews for my projects.
Alrighty, thank you, Judy, for sharing. I do want to give some feedback on your goals. When it comes to the income of making $1,000 a month, I know you said you haven't started your business, but what do you have in place to make that amount of income? So have you already started marketing your business? Do you already have maybe some family and friends that could buy some of your products?
Yeah, I do. And I do have I'm going to be doing some direct selling, at a beauty school. To start out this month, they said they wanted to buy, so I'm going to take products down there for them, and they can order them, and I will give them back to them about a week.
That's
So
amazing. I love that. Okay, awesome. And then let's talk about your spending goal. So you said about limiting the amount of add-ons that you add to your products.
yeah. Well, those are I have two things I do. One is to dye scarves, and the other is to make baskets and bowls and plates out of clothesline. And I either paint them or dye them or wrap them in fabric. And I usually add a bow and sometimes I add lace doilies and little beads and buttons and stuff. So I get excited about thinking, oh yeah, these would all go together so nice. And my problem is I have too many ideas for my projects.
Yeah, no, I sew as well, and that I can definitely see that. Okay, so I like that goal. Let's talk about the embroidery machine. Do you know how much the embroidery machine costs?
Yeah.
How much is it
That's
cost?
why later on I will increase my savings, because when I do a trade-in, the embroidery machine is another $12,000.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Okay, and so do you want to start off just saving $25 a month until the end of the year and then increase once you're okay? So we'll put
Yeah.
that as your goal till the end of the year.
Right.
All righty. So you're done with your goals. That's great. And I am writing everyone's goals down because I love to keep people accountable. So you will get some check-in emails for me. And then also just, extra support in this, because I think it's important. All righty, let's see. Bob, looks like you were next.
Alrighty. So I already thought about this quite a bit the last while. So kind of already had a bit of a head start on this, but so generally speaking, like I'd like to get myself up to $4,000 a month. So it's $1,000 per week, so $200 per day, which is doable as long as I can get the stuff out the door and not, sit here and the repair part is that's no problem. I can get that done. I can get that turned over pretty easily. It's the all the other stuff behind it that's been delaying me and it's kind of being a bit of a hindrance to that. As far as spending goes, well, that depends heavily on what I'm bringing in. Obviously I have to curb my spending a lot more if I don't have much money coming in. For instance, I stopped going out to shows because, not only time-wise, but money-wise, I can't afford to be, spending $20 a cover and then, a drink or two or something like that. And then just the 4 hours of time that I could be sitting home, working on something else. So, really my spending is, I need to make sure I have food and, rent and bills paid, and anything else is extra. As far as savings go, I generally like to have about $2,000 or so as like an emergency for like if something happens and I just, don't have any money coming in and I need to pay rent and bills. But really, more so than having any savings, I want to get my credit paid down because get that taken care of first. Because then I can have savings. Once I get my credit paid off, then I can start worrying about having extra for savings. But I gotta get that $15,000 credit paid down pretty quick.
How much was it that you need to get paid off?
Well, I think it's about $15,000 right now.
Okay. Okay, I think your goals are actually very specific. I like how you broke down your income of how much it would cost you a week and also a day. I think that's doable. I have a question. What is your price? Like, what's your pricing structure right now? And how many clients have you, if you've calculated that you would need to meet this goal?
I need to revisit that a little bit.
Okay.
But like right now I have more work than I can handle. So it's more so a matter of me getting it turned around quick enough to be able to bring in more stuff is been my biggest struggle. I have like a huge waiting list, of people trying to bring stuff over to me. I just need to get stuff out the door so that they can bring. Yeah, so I have the business there, and I haven't advertised at all. Like it's just all been word of mouth. I've very quickly become the guy to go to for like in the DJ scene of like if you need your stuff taken care of, like everybody recommends me, and I'm not necessarily cheap, but I'm gonna get it done right, and sometimes it takes a little extra time. So it's the $200. Like usually each job is about $300 to $500. That could be a couple, like more than one unit. And so if I can get those done in, a day or two versus a week or two, that like, and I know I could. I need to get all my systems in place so that it's streamlined, and so I'm not sitting there like, changing up like how I'm structuring things in the middle of working on somebody's, year, because that ends up taking longer than it needs to. And yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that like the work that you do though, it's feasible enough for you to do it with just you doing the manpower, or you don't need to hire anyone else?
Not yet.
Okay, it's just more so like the systems that you need help set in place to help streamline your work. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I'm taking notes because also with your goals, I offer coaching, and then there's other, like Lynette's on the line. Thank you, Lynette, for being here.
For sure.
our other business specialists, and we offer coaching. I can definitely help you with streamlining any systems that you need and things like that, so we can get you paid and get
Yeah,
you,
yeah, totally.
you know what I mean, get your money coming and going. So, but I
Yeah.
love your goal. And then also I would recommend, and I'll send everyone the personal recommendations and next steps as well. So it'll be your own personalized work plan to kind of help you stay track on your goals. And so for you, I would definitely have you talk with Myra about like your credit and the payoff and things like that, because she's very knowledgeable on that. So I'll send you, and also Judy, I'll send you your own personal work plan that'll correspond with the goals and things that you have set in place.
Do it. Thank you.
Okay, awesome, good job, you guys are doing so well. Let's see, Wendy, I saw that you mentioned you were done, so I'll let you go next.
All right, I'm here. Okay, for the earnings, like I talked about, want to do 500 to 2,000 a month. Just trying to start off with more of the 500. I've had small sales right now, but I haven't, like I said, the farmers market doesn't really open up for the jewelry sales, crafting in my area until December. And then for the spending, this summer I've been doing a lot of gardening, and I've had to pull it in, not spend so much on that. So I've definitely got myself limited down to, you know, like less than $200 for like the rest of the summer. And then I like to do road trips too, and it's usually about $600 for a 3-day road trip, I found. So that's something I would like to spend on, but I haven't done that this summer just because of the finances. So that's for the spending. And for the savings, I'd like to get some with the jewelry making. I do have some lapidary equipment that I invested in, but I'd like to get some more. And I've looked into some used equipment, and some of it I could probably get for as little as $500. So I want to save up for getting some additional equipment.
Okay, and so how much would you think you want to save a month starting out?
Starting out, I'm probably looking at $50 to $75, maybe as much as $100.
Okay, so we'll just start with 50 on the low end, and then if you're able to, based on your income, increase your savings every month, that'll be great. So we'll say 50 a month.
Okay. All right.
Question, outside of tell me where you're located.
I'm in the Olympia area, in
Okay.
a rural part of that. So Olympia is the big city by me.
Yep. Okay, so because you said the crafting fairs don't start till December. Is there any other places that you sell besides the fairs right now, or are you interested if like it was a
Well, I'm looking at the specifically farmers market, but
Okay.
yes, that's specifically where I'm looking at targeting.
Got it.
So,
okay. And then do you have any other debt or any other like financial things that you feel like you might need some extra assistance or coaching on?
my debt is under control. I pay off my credit every month right now, but I gotta watch myself to make sure I can continue to do that. And other than that, I think I'm doing okay. I signed up for this. I'd really like more help to put together a streamlined bookkeeping system. So that's really my goal here.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.
Alrighty, who's next? Who's ready?
I'll go.
All right, Chris.
So I'm going to take it from a different angle. I would obviously like to be more frugal and self-conscientious when it comes to thinking about my budget, spending, income, and savings every month. But at the end of the last 3 years, I've done documented and kept track of my assets. So I'd like my net worth to be between $5,000 and $10,000 more by the end of the year. And I have a couple of strategies to get there. One means the month of September, I'm going to be working long days and putting in a lot of time at a side job that pays good overtime. And then I have a couple of regular customers that understand that I'll be busy, not be able to get to their needs during that month, but I have some demand coming up in October and November and December for different projects and different ideas. But my busiest time really is during the summer months and the spring months when it's better weather. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the $5,000 or $10,000, but I may need to buy a vehicle. So my truck is running, but I use my truck for different jobs. And so it helps with the business that having something that I can haul this, move that, pick up that, et cetera, et cetera. So I got a pretty good deal on it. I want to fix it, but it's pretty old. And I just haven't shopped around enough to know how much is a wise investment in another business truck, replacement, repair, keep that one, sell that one, trade it in. I don't know. So that's where I'm at. So I'm just, my goal is just to work as much as I can in September, put it on overtime, and that should get me about $5,000 extra than I'm used to getting. And then keep with my customers to build up on that towards the end of the year. So.
Okay, I love that. And question, so what are you going to incorporate in terms of self-care while you're working so many hours?
But that's one thing that I struggle with. Sometimes I take on more than I can chew, and I'm kind of a one-man show. I'm not married, I don't have any kids, so I can do these kind of schedules. And so I have fun when I can have fun, but when it's time to work, I get pretty serious. So I take it responsibility seriously, and I have other goals other than just getting a truck or saving money, but self-care and pleasure come second certain times of the year.
Got it. Okay, so for you, and again, I'll include this in your personal work plan. Think about what fills your cup. Like what gives you that, and it could be something very small. Like, you know what I mean? It could just be like having your favorite coffee or just whatever that is. Think about that, of just what are small things that really make your day and how they could be incorporated daily for you as you're working overtime. So though you're not doing, getting pedicures and massages and flying all over the world, think about just the small things that you really love, that you enjoy, that you can do daily as just a part of your self-care routine to take care of yourself while you're pulling such long hours. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All righty, who's next?
I will start it, even I am no have the whole program of the business yet, but so I just estimated things. If it's for start the business, I guess it's tourism, so it's many things going around before to estimate or consider it about how much is between weathers and right now is the heavy points of for people flying is summertime, so it doesn't look like I would to start in summer, so it's a little over, but it's summer in the Caribbean, so yeah, it all depends. I say I will start it, my personal budget to live safe is around 3,200 spend it, with everything, including fun. But if I want to really make some money, have some money saved, I would started with estimated to make 4,000 and then plus, So I started, I was here to start the business revenue, like between 2 to 3,000, and then getting plus after the third or fourth month running the business.
And then what is
Yeah.
your savings? So how much would you like to save a month out of that? So say we're gonna say starting, the income you want to make is 2,000 a month. And then what is savings look like for you? How much would you like to save a month?
Oh, I would like to save, between 1,000 to plus, at least.
So are you a full-time entrepreneur or do you have another job that will supplement income for you?
I have some things on the side. So
Okay.
I guess I'm
So it
okay.
takes care of all your
Yeah.
personal.
But it's not really, it's just early in the morning, so I can have the rest of the day to working on my own project. So
Okay.
yeah. So it's
So
pretty
if
good.
you're only making $2,000 starting out, you want to save 1,000 because I'm thinking of how much your business expenses are. So when you think about income, you have to think about also your business expenses for the month as well. So say if you make 2,000 starting out, I'm not sure what your business expenses would be, but think about how much that would take out of the 2,000 and then what you would have left over. How much would you want to start saving just as like the beginning steps? This is just from now until the end of this year. So it's just from now until December.
To December,
Mhm.
between 300 to 700, I guess is reasonable.
So you want to start saving 300 a month?
Yeah, because that's as soon as I have income from the business, yeah, I guess two, I don't know,
So let's
300
say,
to 700 is reasonable to.
so let's say you don't have income right now from the business, but
Uh-huh.
you do want to start saving a little bit. How much can you save right now? So it could be $15, it could be 50, it could be 25. We want to start like right now. While you don't have your business up and running, what would you like to save right now?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably $100.
100. Okay, let's do that. We can do 100. So we'll say $100 a month. And then what would you be saving for? Is it just to have as an emergency, or are you saving for something specifically for your business that you might need to purchase?
Oh, just saving for any emergency that can happen.
For emergency. Perfect. And then for you, do you have any other financial goals do you have any debt that you might need help with? Do you need help raising your credit? Tell me a little bit about what you have going on.
This kind of be a little complicated right now. You remember you was talking about in the beginnings about how you manage your feelings when you are pretty much on their table. No, it's not on their table. On the ground. I mean, when you are negative. My actual husband, he left home and he took the money from the bank.
Oh, okay.
Everything. And then there's and that was my money, my savings. So he didn't even tell me or ask me or nothing. And so I just found it like $9 on the account. And I was like, hey, I have many plans to live in okay for a little bit of time. No, that's how I was living, but was in a different account. And that account, and I was counting with, so wow, it's heavy.
Yeah, that's a lot. So
It's
what I'm getting is pretty much just
heavy.
rebuilding your financial security.
I had to start over again.
Okay.
From
Absolutely.
0.
So that would incorporate budgeting, all of that. You just need a whole package of just helping to rebuild what you started.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that's helpful. So I'll send you a recommendation. So sorry to hear about that, but yes, it sucks to start over, but at least you'll have something that's actually yours and no one can take away this time. So So I'll send over a personal recommendation for you, and the next steps of helping you to really build that financial security so you can start your business.
Amen.
Yeah. Alrighty, so I have Victor and I have Corey left.
Okay, so I think I'm next. So
Okay.
I only have the answer for number 2 on
Okay, that's fine.
spending. So for right now, I've been cutting my working hours to 2 days, starting this week, because I want to focus, prioritize my having all the information about how to open my business, like asking for price on space for rent and looking for price on equipment, asking for help on loan and talking to coaches with ventures. So this is my job that I'm doing right now for now. So savings, I don't know until I finish this and until I find all the answers for these questions. And the income, like I say, I cut my hours. So for the spending, I will prioritize my things that my expenses that are more necessary for me.
Basic necessities.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. And it sounds like you've already been, like you said, talking with coaches and figuring out like your next steps. And so,
I only talked to Lynette
yeah.
and I think Chelsea. Yes.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
I hope I get more information with more coaches.
I love it. Yep. So I will send, I will work with Lynette. Lynette and I will work closely. And I'm pretty sure she already has a work plan for you, but I'll just insert some extra financial things for you, to help you get started and to figure out everything that you need. Okay.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, Corey.
Okay. So I am yet to launch my website, but I'm hoping to launch it by end October or November. And by the end of the year, I would like to have at least 100 subscriptions. So that's about $8,000 of income. So that's kind of my goal by the end of the year, is to have that. As far as spending goes, I'd like to keep it. I'm married and have combined income with my spouse, and we're spending about $3,200 a month, and I think we'll probably just try to maintain what we're spending now.
Right.
And as far as savings goes, I'd like to put at least some in savings. So maybe a goal of $500 by the end of the year to have in savings.
I love that. I love that. And who are you doing your website yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you need any assistance with websites, we do have a ventures client that we contract, and so she can provide extra coaching if there's any little things that you might need help taking care of, and it's free. So I will provide you with that information in your follow-up plan, just so that we can help you reach your goal of launching your website by October, November. Also, send me the link when it's launched so I can blast it to everyone and get you to your goal. Okay.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right. So I think everyone did an amazing job. You guys made this so easy for me. Thank you. All of your goals were spot on. And I'm so excited for you guys taking the first step. Again, for those that are interested more in bookkeeping, we will get to that in the 3rd and 4th session. We'll do a very deep dive. And so our next session is part 2, where we go over budgeting and where you will take these goals and everything that you have, and we will make a budget around it. If you already have a budget, feel free to bring that as well, and we can talk through that. Or if you need like some advanced budget coaching, I will have a coach that I'll provide information for, that you can get more help with that, especially if you're looking to pay off debt or really in terms of more aggressive goals that you might have for long term. Okay. It's 7:50. I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to let you go. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I look to seeing you in, I believe, 2 weeks, right? Yeah, in 2 weeks on the 29th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have everyone have a good night.
Yes, thank
Good
you.
night.
Have a good night.
Bye.